Hey, this is Joe Lewis. I'm here with...
James, go. I'm scratching my
All right. Hey, this is Joe Lewis. I'm here with...
James Thomas.
Can you go on? I'm still scratching my eye.
Oh my God.
Good Lord.
What? If you get your finger out of your eye, you do less damage.
Listen, poison.
He can't
Dang
talk.
it.
He can't
Poison ivy of the cornea.
talk. Corny. He wants to call you Pink Eye Jennings and he couldn't get his mouth.
It's called diarrhea of the eye.
I don't think that's exactly what it's called at all.
Look it up.
Who the hell are you?
The New England Journal of Medicine says diarrhea of the eye.
That does not tell me your Goram name.
Pink Eye Jennings over there.
What is your name?
Pink Eye Jennings.
He played third base for the Reds in the 70s.
Oh my God.
Oh, Pink Eye down there.
Nobody would touch the ball after.
Oh my God. That needs to be our first documentary.
Pete Rose is going, oh my God, I'm not touching that. Pink Eye put his hand on it.
I bet you $30 Pink Eye don't live through the season.
Because Pete Rose, that's exactly how he sounds. Like a Valley girl. Well, anyway, over the left of me is Chad Jennings. You don't really care because you can't see it left or right here because this is audio. This is Bonehead Radio on the internet. Today, running our sound, our engineer, and our beautiful producer is Haley Salyers. That is your name, right, Haley?
That is my name.
Yay! I got one name down. She doesn't have pink eye. Whatever you do, don't touch
Just
Chad.
don't pronounce every sentence like that, because this podcast would take forever. Tired.
I don't know what you're talking
I don't
about.
know.
This is just the way I talk. Why are you making fun of me? I had a stroke.
He
You
does
make
have
fun
a-
of stroke victims on the...
The booze has worn off, ladies and gentlemen.
He does have a southern drawl.
Really?
No,
I never
no.
thought I did. I always thought it sounded like a hick. Anyway, my name's Joe. We're going to be three white guys, talking to you about pop culture, movies, music, videos, television throughout this time. Because the one thing you always needed was what, James?
It's a new idea. We're thinking that there's not enough white people talking about popular culture online. So we're going to do it. This is a first. If you've never heard white people talk about pop culture, today's the day. We're taking it back. Pop culture.
We're taking pop culture back. That sounds slightly racist, James.
I know.
Who are we taking pop culture back from?
Oh, no, wait. Well, we're heavy set. So we're taking it back from the thin, beautiful people.
What?
That's right. The next Marvel superhero film, bare minimum weight will be 300 pounds.
The fat superhero. Somewhere we got off the.
We done
screwed it up. So we're three friends, kind of. We don't really agree on most things. We're all into movies. We've all made short films together. Our last short film was Murder Virgin. # Murder Virgin. Check it out. And we do moderating for Scarefest. I do moderating for Comic-Con. If you go to Scarefest, by all means, stop by and check us out.
I don't moderate. I run around like a maniac asking people for free cheese.
Yeah, not Brie, Munster.
And I attend Comic-Con.
Oh,
because they won't hire me.
Did you ask for a job?
I did not.
Funny how that worked out.
They know me.
They don't think they know you. I actually think that I'm fairly popular at Comic-Con. I don't think the owner knows me, but that's beside the point.
I do moderate as well and do some other things.
Mostly in the
Yeah.
basement.
But
Mostly
you almost
enough
got-
things to make people
he
cry.
almost said baiting. He almost said baiting.
no.
He wasn't going to say basement. He was going to say baiting.
That's right. He does Warren Beatty cosplay.
He does. That's what baiting is Warren Beatty. Or Jason Bateman. Or what was Justine Bateman?
Justine
Bateman. Yes, that's what baiting is going cosplay as Justine Bateman.
I don't think any of that is true. No, but so as Joe said, we do actually agree on some stuff, but we disagree on a lot of stuff as well. So as we talk about different popular culture things, it tends to be you'll hear us go back and forth a lot, usually in somewhat funny ways, critiquing each other. The one movie that we do all agree on, I think, as far as impact on our childhood and stuff like that,
Ghostbusters. Yeah. We pretty much love...
Paul Feig. I mean, what an original idea.
Yeah.
What a great idea. If only somebody would have thought of that up in the 80s.
So what we're going to do is...
And we all agree, Joel Kinnaman, best RoboCop.
Oh my God! Now the Paul Feig joke I was okay with. The feed or however
You've
you say
gone
your name.
too far.
You've gone too far.
We just lost all our viewers.
When you start, if you start shitting on Paul Verhoeven, and by the way, this is going to be PG-13.
I wasn't poo-pooing on Paul Verhoeven.
For you listeners out there for the upcoming episodes, Bonehead Radio on the internet is PG-13. That means you get 2 F words and a set of boobies for every episode. That's right, every episode.
And no set, Adrian Barbeau.
Mm,
Cheers.
Cheers. Nakatomi. Never
Nakatomi.
forget. Die Hard. Anyway, what were we saying? After
Um,
he crapped on RoboCop.
So
anyway,
crap on RoboCop.
we do.
RoboCop? What did you turn into the hick Cary Grant?
I don't know.
Joe Day, Joe Day, Joe Day.
It's his diet Wild Cherry Pepsi.
Oh my God! I don't know how you cover up the taste of ass of Diet Pepsi.
Well, there
Maybe it
goes
was a
Pepsi as
cherry.
a sponsor.
Oh
By
God!
slurping wildly. Loudly. Loudly.
Get your tongue up in there, boy.
As you can tell, we don't get a broadcast from nice places, so this week we're coming to you from a Morlock's den.
Mm-hmm.
Way to get us back on track.
If you want an introduction to who we are, like I said, we're no stranger. We've talked. You can feel free. We're not going to talk to you because you are a stranger, but you can feel free to send us candy. Our candy can be sent to to 14 North Moore Street, Rock Ridge, Kentucky, 40515. Please send candy. Like I said, several of us are obese. One of us is morbidly obese. We're hoping to make all of us morbidly obese. Kind of candy I like. Anything with chocolate.
But please don't. If you send good and plenties, you better not have a return address because we will drive down there and smack you across the face.
That's not true. We'll just defecate into an envelope and send it to your address.
Strangers have the best candy.
They really do. Strangers have the best candy. Well, Haley, what kind of candy do you like?
Reese's Pieces.
It took way too long to say that.
Yes.
Reese's
I know.
Pieces. Oh my God. She's E.T. Anyway, so we're going to talk about different kinds of movies, right? Different kinds of shows. What are we talking about today?
We are going to actually be talking about horror films. We mentioned Scarefest already, so we are involved in horror films. We've made some short films that definitely play on horror movie themes. So we're going to talk about horror movies, and we're not going to talk about what you should watch, what you shouldn't watch. That's all a matter of taste. What we are going to talk
And
about...
we're the only ones with taste, so we really don't care what you think. I'm just throwing that out there.
Munchies. Underappreciated.
Mac and me. Horrific.
So what we're going to talk, though, today about is some stuff in horror movies that if you think about it for too long, if you start pulling the thread a little bit, the movie itself comes apart. Things that we've seen in movies, it doesn't necessarily mean that we hate the movie or anything like that. It means actually that we watched the movie enough to actually go, wait a second. So that's what we're going to be talking about today.
What are we waiting on, James? You said we have to wait a second. Oh my God, way to kill it, Joe Lewis. All
Dead
right.
air, dead air.
Dead air, dead air, dead air. So what's the first movie you want to bitch about?
For me, it's going to be Jeepers Creepers.
Oh my God.
Here we go again.
So Jeepers Creepers, if you've never seen it, it's
And I
about...
hope you have it.
It's not that bad.
It's about a brother and sister, Justin Long, blah, blah, blah. Look up the cast. It doesn't
Driving
matter.
down a road for 20 minutes before anything happens.
Now, Chad watched it last night, and you came in and said, "What do you mean they're brother and sister?"
I thought they were boyfriend girlfriend.
Now, what can I say the word?
Are you like 80s rapping?
What? Undercurrent. What the hell were you picking up their boyfriend and girlfriend?
I just felt there was chemistry there. I
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
thought I saw some hands go someplace that they shouldn't.
Shouldn't or should?
They're peeing in a field together.
That's true. Who
Now,
plays the
Have you
Justin
ever
Long?
peed in a field with your sister?
I'm
don't
going to go
have a
ahead and
sister.
say, Chad, that if you...
I was referring to you only child.
I've peed on your sister.
I was going to say, Chad, if you view peeing in a field as part of a courting ritual, I don't know how you have kids.
How in the hell do you think he's going to have to? He's got to mark his territory.
There's a scene like that in Doc Hollywood, but that's a different conversation.
There is. I've seen
yes,
that. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, and she's topless in that.
The lady from Puppet Master.
Yeah, coming out of the water.
So anyway, now that we've now people are not listening anymore, they're going to go find Doc Hollywood. The
Well, you're the one
fifth-
bringing up Jeepers
the
Creepers.
Yeah, that's
fifth
true.
best Michael J. Fox film. So
Jeepers Creepers?
Right behind Teen Wolf.
nothing-
Or that shaky cam.
You didn't even get that out. All I heard was
The shaky cam that videoed at Disneyland.
oh, shaky cam.
Anyway.
Oh, Michael J., put down the camera.
Oh,
It
that's
all looks like it's an
terrible.
earthquake. It's
That's
terrible.
terrible.
Horrible human beings.
Anyway, Jeepers Creepers,
We can edit that out.
the movie.
No, let's leave it.
The movie, we'll fix it in post.
Fix it in
Said
post.
everybody ever. The movie, as you know, they're driving back from college or whatever, doesn't matter. And the monster is driving a truck, pulls up, at one point it's in front of them, they're reading the license plate, they've been playing the license plate game, what does the license plate mean? And they think it's originally beating you. Later on, of course, the big revelation is it's bee eating you.
Oh my God! Spoiler alert.
But the entire part about that, the reason that scene, I watched the movie, I enjoyed the film for what it was, fun B movie, horror movie, whatever. But then I started to think there had to be a time that the creeper, the monster in the film, went to the DMV to get the tag, and he's only awake 1 week every 20-some years, whatever the number is, doesn't matter. So he spends the first day, has to be a Monday, if he wakes up on a Saturday, he's got to wait 2 days, at the DMV renewing his tag. And then just a mental image of him standing in line with a little old lady renewing her tag, some guy yelling about how he can't believe taxes, whatever.
So the camera pans. We have all these people, and the camera's panning down, and then all of a sudden we get to the. Is it the creeper? I guess we call it the creeper, like Scooby Doo. To get to the creeper, that's your problem.
Yeah, no, because
Because he's getting a vanity plate.
Yeah, he's getting a vanity plate. He can't just mail in a renewal tag. And if he did,
That doesn't look like mail in, by the way. This hand gesture you were making.
if you do anything else doing that hand gesture, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
So the end point about it though is
He played 21.
No, you
No.
couldn't.
no, I don't know how you play 21 like this.
Very thick cards. I don't know. Anyway,
I
doesn't
wish it
matter.
was thicker.
But the
Arthritis.
the-
Sorry.
anyway, the end point of all this is at some point
Please, thank you, Jesus.
we have to realize that the creeper went to get the tag or had somebody do it. And if he had somebody else do it, who does he call up to do that?
I don't know.
And you got to have an insurance. So he's insuring this truck that he's not even driving
Again,
most
you
of the
have-
time.
Do you honestly think that the Jeeper Creepers, again, horrible name for a monster,
I say it's nowhere near. It's not as stupid as any of the other ones. Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers. It's just a name.
but when you say those names, people automatically go, ooh, when you say Jeepers Creepers. you know,
Well, and it's not like he introduced himself as a creeper. That was a name that was given to him.
That's true.
It's
He
like
doesn't-
people see you on the street and yell, "Hey, douchebag." It doesn't mean that everybody calls you douche. Everybody calls him douchebag.
Everybody does call him douchebag. I'm so sorry for our listening audience, but that
so-
is what he's called.
I mean, your whole basis of is that this monster, does he eat them? Does he eat them?
He recycles their parts.
Yeah, he
Recycles their
recycles their
parts.
parts.
He
okay.
smells them because he has to have certain DNA
Yeah, he
matches.
doesn't eat them.
Yeah.
So actually cares that he's going to get pulled over by the cops and,
Well,
and
doesn't-
has his car towed.
At some point,
that would be funny.
oh my god,
What happened to the creeper van? Is that what he
No.
sounds like?
In my head.
I don't think he actually
He never
talks. I don't
speaks.
think
He
he
never-
never makes a sound,
no,
does he?
and that's it. Let's say he doesn't. Let's say he's never renewed the tag. He still had to go once.
That's true.
He still had to go. Maybe in 1940, but he had to show up at the DMV and say, "Hey, I got this creepy van outside."
No, all he had to do was eat the owner of the van.
Well,
Then
hold
why did
on.
the owner of the van have bee eating you?
Holy crap! There's something even worse. I'd never thought
Maybe
of
he
this.
could smell cliche license plates.
That's not cliche. Oh my god! As opposed to the Ecto One that we have on ours.
You dare besmirk the name of Ecto One?
I do not. Ecto 88. Anybody out there read? Doesn't matter. Anyway,
moving on.
moving on. Here, how does he keep the van? How does he keep the old POS up over 30 years or ever how long he sleeps?
And
Battery's going to be dead. Everything. I never.
Does
occurred
it
to me
use
that-
leaded or unleaded? These are
I don't
questions.
know. But seriously, leave your. All right. Chad drives a black Toyota Camry. You've never seen one before.
Way to put it out there.
Way to put it out
Now,
there.
now his fan base is going to stalk him.
If you live anywhere in the tri-state area, should be impossible to find a black Toyota Camry. You know it will be Chad. Anyway, you leave your Camry out for 30 years,
Yeah.
parked somewhere in a hole or somewhere where somebody can't get to it. First of all, that's unbelievable. Kids, people, abandoned houses, right? Second, you leave it there. You go back to try to start it. Do you think said vehicle is going to start? So does he spend a half a day or a day going to AutoZone
That's
or
what I
Advanced
mean.
Auto Parts to get the vehicle running?
However you cut it, that car ownership tag issue if you start
The
pulling
fact
at
that
that
this is when he
thread,
focuses on the
Tag, I know. I've
If you start-
already.
if you start
not the
pulling at
car
the-
maintenance.
I'm just throwing out maintenance. It never occurred to me till right then that that would be an issue.
if you start pulling at the thread, that's what I'm saying. Though. If you start, and that's what we're doing this entire thing. If you pull at that one thread, wait a second,
Doesn't he fly?
He does fly.
So why does he need a car to begin with?
to be cool.
Then why doesn't he get like a convertible?
No, I'm just saying though. You know, Superman can fly. Ain't nobody gonna date Superman if he's always like. No,
I would
don't.
have loved to have seen a scene in this movie where he goes to McDonald's drive-thru and orders, and then as soon as he gets there, he pulls out the clerk.
That would be funny.
Look,
That would be
this is where
hilarious.
this movie's
How would he?
going.
What would he order? What would it sound like?
Fries, by Coke.
And eyes and a blue eyes.
Wait, steer me.
I think the flip side of it is, I just have to.
in your face.
I think the flip side of that is I would imagine he'd at first ask if the McRib was in season. That's what I would see.
Maybe that's what awakens him.
Oh my God!
Every 30 years, this is how the creeper comes back. The McRib comes back. He wakes up and drives his car that
Which he has to
magically
repair.
starts. Yes, has to repair. He has to go to AutoZone or Advance or something. That makes no sense.
Wearing a T-shirt that says "I loves me some fake ribs."
Fake ribs, the McRib.
So anyway, this is just one example already in the hole about what you're going to get to hear as we tear apart little things in horror movies.
By the way, I like the sequel. I just want to throw that
I
out
have
there.
not
again.
seen the sequel because I hated the first one so much.
I will stand by it. The reason I will tear it apart is
It has
I
a whole
enjoy
Captain
it.
Ahab thing with Ray Wise, and I know you love Ray Wise.
I love Ray Wise. Don't care for Moby Dick.
Why? Are you going to use the Family Guy line? It assists upon
I
itself.
have a thing against albinos.
Call him D-bag.
Yeah, call him
That whale
Levi.
should have never gotten that big. Somebody should have ate him.
I will agree though. The second movie is it's like the first one. I said we're going to tear things apart. It doesn't mean that we don't like it, that we hate the film.
Chad
That whale
actually
would have
does
had-
hate it.
That whale would have had some pink eyes. Being albino,
Why
could not have
is-
seen the sunlight. That thing could not have done.
Why are you obsessed with pink eye?
It's my eye still itches.
Well, if you would get your finger out of it.
And now I'm going to stick it in your mouth.
You could stick it in my nose. He really did just stick his finger in my mouth. All right. So what's another one? We both agree the Transformers stuff.
Transformers. Oh my God!
Transformers 2, the
does
best of the series.
suck. With the two racist robots.
Yeah, the two racist robots.
Yeah, that have every stereotype imaginable. What are the twin robots called?
I forgot.
Tomaz and Zaymont. I know that's not right. I just don't care.
Yeah, G.I. Joe. Anyway, so what's the next one, James?
Blair Witch. I'll let you chime in, Blair Witch, what you thought about it. And,
I love Blair Witch. I'm one of those people that actually thinks it's one of the true horrifying films. I really do. I'm not even. I know we've been joking a lot. I actually think Blair Witch was original at the time when it came out. Unfortunately, 5,000 other people have ripped it off,
Including George Romero.
including George Romero, whom is the nicest person on earth. We've
Yeah.
met George Romero. He's the sweetest guy, right?
Yes,
and I've
correct.
heard he's sick, so I hope he's feeling better.
By
But
the way, Bruiser, go watch it. Best
Bruiser is a really good. Actually,
best
probably,
Romero film, in my opinion.
that's not better than Dawn of the Dead.
I liked it better than Dawn of the Dead.
Holy shit!
Dawn
I
of
can't
the-
believe you just said that out
Dawn
loud.
of the Dead. I love Dawn of the Dead, but I love Bruiser.
In the Morlock Den, there is a Dawn of the Dead poster right across from us, signed
And
by
not-
most of the cast, original,
And not a Bruiser, including the Harry Krishna zombie.
and the Harry Krishna zombie. That's right. And you think that I like
love-
Bruiser, but damn,
I love Bruiser. I just thought it was entertaining.
I do too. But I don't know that I put it above Creepshow, much less Dawn of the Dead.
I like Creepshow.
Creepshow, dude.
Yeah, Creepshow.
Creepshow. Anyway, we're getting off topic. I really like it. A lot of people rip on it. I'm actually one of the supporters of the sequel. I think what they went out and hired a documentary filmmaker, which makes no sense. And when
they
you're
shot
looking
it
back on
mostly
it,
in his backyard.
and it's directed Joe Berlinger,
Yep.
who did the West
Not most of it.
the West Memphis. He did the
West
three
Memphis.
document
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the West Memphis Six.
Devil,
He did
Lost in Paradise.
Lost in Paradise. He directed those three films. He's a great documentary filmmaker. They went out and got a documentary filmmaker, and he went and made something that nobody wanted to see about how people believe videotape. That's what the movie's about.
Yeah.
How if you see it on video, you automatically believe it, whether it was true or not, and how it could. To me, that's what I took away from it. What do you all think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And then they made a remake semi-sequel that you liked.
Yeah.
and you liked. I thought it was okay. But anyway, how would you have fixed Blair Witch?
The Blair Witch, now I do love the Blair Witch. The first time I saw it was a midnight showing. I didn't drive for some reason. I convinced myself to walk to the theater. I walked with a group of friends down, watched the movie, had to walk back at about 2:15 in the morning. Definitely had an impact on me. I enjoy the movie. I will defend it. However, the critique I have of that is nobody in that movie responded the way I would have responded. None of the...
Which is how?
I'll be honest, the third time we got back to that same tree...
Covering your face?
No.
Covering your ears going, I can't see you, I can't see you. James, you're covering your ears.
I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
Mommy, mommy, mommy.
No, I think the third time we got back to the tree after Chad's mom, I do scream occasionally.
And Chad's mom's made a lot of people scream.
After the map got thrown in the river, the second or third time we got back to that same area, I'm lighting the forest on fire. Now, there's a couple different reasons for that.
So you're going to burn the whole damn thing down?
Yeah, because here's the thing. If there is a fire...
Including
kill yourself.
Yeah, if there is a fire, people are going to come. If I do manage to survive the fire, jump in the river, maybe buy myself some time, whatever. Hey, there you go, I'm safe. If not, I'm saving future people from the Blair Witch because it's going to be really hard for her to hide out when she's floating among a burnt field. And the third reason is it's a well-known fact, the second you begin to burn down a forest, a talking bear in a hat shows up to save you. Look it up, kids. It's true.
A talking bear in a hat. Now, he's referring to...
Smokey Robinson.
Smokey Robinson. And Smokey Robinson taught us...
The tears of a clown.
when there's no one around. That's right. That's right.
It is... I say that in part jokingly, but that is my critique of a lot of films about when everything's down, when you know you're probably going to die anyway. About the time that I've ran out of food and I'm sitting there starting thinking, I may hallucinate soon, I'm burning it down. Somebody's either going to come
Can I interject? When you run out of food, I swear to God, we missed lunch the other day by an hour and you were ready to commit suicide.
I didn't commit suicide. I burned down a small
You had
car.
a sword, were screaming something about Harry Carey. I thought you wanted to go to a Cubs game.
No, I thought
was
it was.
confused.
If this moon was made of spare ribs, would you eat it?
Anyway, so I don't know that burning down the forest makes sense to me. Does it make sense to you?
It doesn't make sense.
It makes as much sense as walking around in a circle for a fourth time.
It doesn't make sense to me because not the actual sequel that it was the one that came recently pretty much covered that forest is going to do whatever it can.
I swear I don't remember seeing it. I saw it at the Dollar Theater, and I don't remember that part of it explaining.
No, it's time. It's a time loop because they get the tape.
It doesn't explain it, but I'm saying it kind of squashes James's issue. If the forest would stop it from burning because it's in this weird time. It's in a quantum leap state.
Scott Bakula. Why can't Ziggy get you out of the forest?
That's what happened to Scott Bakula when he couldn't get out, couldn't stop leaping. He became a Blair Witch.
Quentin stopped leaking.
Scott
Bakula is a Blair Witch.
But even if you buy the time loop theory, he didn't know I was going to say that today. If you buy that theory.
Why are you singing September?
I don't know. Somebody said remember it all of a sudden.
Do you remember?
Anyway, if you buy that theory, then at least when the time loop breaks, when we do know that people move past, because we do know time does move on past it at some point, because eventually they get slung back in time, because remember they find the tape later on.
Holy cow.
Can you tell us your theory about the grassy knoll too, please?
Oh my God, this is so
Sean Connery did that noise. See you in court, Sean.
So complicated.
But no, so I'm just saying at some point the forest would burn. I might already be dead, but future people in the year 20...
Complicated by a woman who uses branches for toilet paper.
Here's the problem. You know what? They should have never made a sequel. There is nothing you can do with that from the first one.
That witch probably had to go to the bathroom, didn't she?
I don't know. Do witches go to the bathroom?
Or
I don't
Chad.
know. Do they just wish?
Let's call up one of our mother-in-laws and find out. See, I made it for all three.
Or Chad. Or witch's toilet paper. That's a hit.
You have nothing funny to say. Why did you even bother opening your mouth?
I had something, and then he kept talking, and it went out my head.
All right. So,
sorry about wondering about how witches defecate.
Defecating. He means shite. So, the next one we got in an argument, Chad and I got an argument about. I think I don't know, he may be right, Prometheus is probably not technically a horror film, but I don't know that it's really science fiction either.
I completely think it's science
So
fiction.
here's my problem with Prometheus. Prometheus, you find
It's a horrible movie.
it is not very good. Okay, I'll give you that. It has parts in it that I like, but you have the smartest people on Earth, right? This is where you say yes. Yes.
Well, I mean, I wasn't in it.
That's what I'm saying. They had the smartest people on Earth.
Oh, I'm
They didn't
sorry.
say, "Can we go to Central Casting to find dumbass number 2?" Anyway,
I was number 4, and you know it.
dumbass 4. So anyway, they go all the way to Zimbabwe 4 or whatever the name of this planet is, right, where the engineers are, to find out how civilization came about. This is all fascinating, all interesting. War of the Worlds should have taught them you can't take off your helmets, you can't drink the water, you have to, because you've been on this planet, your body has built up antibodies to all these microbes, you get off the planet, and what's the first thing they do when they get into the spaceship is take off their helmets? Oh my god, there's oxygen in here, I want to breathe! And then all of a sudden something slithers up that looks like what I call a space cobra, at least I think that's what Tarantino called it. Slithers up and is like, let me make out with a space cobra. That's the dumbest thing on Earth. And they're supposed to be really smart. It's just an easy cop-out. Oh, we've got to get one of them infected to get back to the ship to make this one thing. But don't you think there are smarter ways to do that?
Well, you could do something where one of the suits I agree. I think the problem is...
And Alien Covenant has something similar of them just kind of stumping around with their helmets off.
Yeah.
And they even set that up. Actually, that's one of the things about Covenant that actually gets me a little bit more is they even make the comments. It's really weird that wheat's here.
Yeah, there's wheat everywhere.
And everything's dead, though. Wheat everywhere. But I'm going to go ahead and be the guy that's going, you know what? Something's freaky about this, boys. Keep your helmets on.
So were they saying that the aliens' biggest weakness was gluten?
Gluten, basically, yeah. They were unable to eat bread. Actually, I don't know really what gluten is or what includes gluten.
I just assume it's delicious because I'm not gluten-free.
I've noticed I've had gluten-free things and they taste like dog vomit. Not that I know what dog vomit tastes like, but it's delicious.
But anyway, going back to Prometheus, I think the big issue, and really what got Ridley Scott pinned there, is people wanted to see Alien. They wanted to see the creature. So the longer you take to get a creature on screen,
that's probably true,
the less happy your audience is
it
going
was
to
an
be.
alien movie, and the villain were giant albinos.
Giant albinos. Yeah.
Who
had
could have
death
been-
wishes.
Who could have been killed with direct sunlight.
I don't think that's how that works.
Space vampires.
There's a
are you
book called
talking-
Space
There
Vampires.
is.
I own a copy.
And I own a copy of the Space Vampires too, which made the movie Life Force.
Yeah, there you go. See, it all comes together, kids.
It all comes together. Life Force, directed by Tobe Hooper. And not a good movie, but watch it. It's batshit crazy.
I think, though, getting back to Prometheus, I think
It is.
I love Life Force.
I love Matilda May.
I like Life Force.
Matilda May walking around in those opening shots
Yeah,
when I was a teenager was amazing.
it was an awakening.
Oh my God. I was so awakened. I'm thinking about getting awakened.
Before that, it was all George Hamilton for Joe Lewis.
Love at first bite, bitches.
Anyway, well, going back to
See,
Prometheus.
what we got here is a vampire movie, and if we're going to cast George Hamilton as Dracula,
The most suntanned.
and everybody's going to laugh. There were no laughs.
I don't know. I
There were no
remember liking parts of it.
I
Anyway,
loved the first one too.
Prometheus, though, I think that was a big issue. I think had it been a stand on its own film, you wouldn't have had that. You wouldn't have had that need to get an alien on screen. You wouldn't have had that need to get that done quicker. And I agree with you, though. There are 1,000 ways they could have done it just as quick. You have somebody in the suit, or you have the space cobra pull out a can opener and bust a helmet. Something.
Oh my God! I gotta admit, if a space cobra rolled up and then developed arms and said, "I've got this can opener, stand still, bitches."
Anybody want some tuna?
The mental image of it trying to get a latch on the helmet would have been great.
Oh, then he goes,
Or with it trying to lift it off of it. Why can't I get this damn thing off of it?
ooh, and then he goes, anybody got any mayonnaise? No.
I think, and obviously we're being somewhat asinine here, but I think the point is there's 1,000 ways you could have done it. You could have.
See, you use big words. You brought out our dumbassery.
It didn't take much.
And
That's
the
not a real
audience
word.
can't see this, but can to the head, and it
And well,
sticks.
Diet Pepsi, the crap of Pepsi.
No, but I do think that's the problem. I think you're trying to get to a point quickly.
One of those corners hit me.
Chad now has.
Does
to go to the
anybody
ER.
out there in the listening area know how to do the concussion protocol? Chad just hit his head.
Somebody help me! I'm obtuse.
Now you're being accused.
He is.
I think, but no, I think that's the problem. I think once the fans want to get to that point. We don't want to see anything. If you tell us you're doing an alien movie, we want the alien quicker. And I think that's actually we've talked about this before in different ways. Horror movies now need to be faster and faster. I don't necessarily think that's a good thing, but we want the creature. We want.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, we live in the age where there's 5 Transformers movies, so
well, there's what
And
the hell does that have to do with
basically nobody wants to build up to anything. They just want to go boom, bam,
Well,
boom, bam.
I think that's true. That's the problem with cinema anyway, and and you can blame that on Jaws and Star Wars
Well, yeah.
probably. Really, Lucas and Spielberg pretty much did that. And I mean, I love Jaws, one of my favorite all-time films. Of course, I've seen a Star Wars. Have you seen the Star Wars?
Yeah, I have seen the Star
This
Wars.
is if you're out there listening and know me, that's
love-
what makes this funny.
I love Captain Kirk.
Yeah, absolutely. Those Wookiees on that planet with Chewbacca and the Gorn.
Yeah.
Even
Tribbles everywhere.
Tribbles were everywhere.
I love when the Tribbles take down the Empire.
Bot comes
But
out there and uses the Force.
Nobody really wants to sit around and wait. I agree with that, and I think
Yeah.
they've gotten faster and faster, and you have to kind of blame that on
Which
them.
I mean, you know, and
they-
we're seeing a resurgence of the opposite of that with the Babadook and Get Out.
Yeah, but
I
then,
agree.
well, Get Out, yes, but Babadook is a good movie, but it's not as big as Get Out, and
No,
Get
it's
Out
not.
probably has a lot of relevant social undertones of right now of what we're going through politically.
But what I'm saying is with Babadook and Get Out is it's a slow burn till you're scared.
Did you see Get Out?
I have not, but I know.
Then how the hell do you know? I knew where this was going. I didn't think I saw it. with you.
They're good things.
Have you seen it?
It's at the Dollar Theater right now. Actually, when my
Am I the only one here who isn't? Okay, Haley saw. Haley, did you
If
like
I've
Get Out?
seen it, you should have seen it.
No,
you seen
I'm
it?
going to see it.
I liked it.
I was
Yeah.
going to see it this morning,
I got kids.
but
I'll
then I watched my science project.
I'd say I've got kids, so it's really hard. However, let me tell you about
Get
a
Out's really-
great horror picture you need to see. That Captain Underpants, that is just terrible.
Anyway,
I mean, terrifying.
Anyway, Get Out is being the one person here who saw it other than Haley. Get Out's really good. You
But
should
it's
check it out.
It's a slow build. Am I
It is
correct?
a slow build, but it has humor and a few other
Well, that's
little
what I'm
things that
getting
keeps
at,
you going.
and this is what I'm getting at. That maybe we're seeing a turnaround from the immediate gratification in movies.
Well, and I think
I don't know.
I think there's something about horror movies that you can play a couple different games with, and it actually goes back to the Blair Witch. You could argue it goes back to things like the Scarlet Letter. It goes back to
What the
actually
hell did he bring out Scarlet
why
Letter?
the hell?
follow me along, kids.
No, I
you-
refuse. Throw
you're-
ice at him.
You're
Scarlet-
pointing fingers at me, and I don't
Scarlet-
like your finger. Is it loaded? Oh my God! Now he's slapping at my face.
Scarlet Letter. I bring up Scarlet Letter because Scarlet Letter is the big thing. If you've read the Scarlet Letter,
I read the clip.
Get out, huh?
I got to tell you all a story.
I read the Cliff Notes in high school. Does that count?
I tried reading Beloved. and
Reaving?
called-
You tried reaving?
I tried reaving, and I was a reaver.
Dearly beloved.
Marriage.
Anyway, Beloved.
I tried reading Beloved, and I couldn't get into it.
great
So
horror story.
I went and bought the Cliff Notes, and the Cliff Notes, I swear to God, were as long as the damn book.
Yeah.
Beloved.
And
I-
I picked it up and I thought, this is stupid. It'd just be easier to read it. I still
Yeah.
didn't read it.
Beloved, actually, you could read as a great horror story.
Yeah, well, it's got
Inversion of the Trinity. It's got the Mother, Daughter, and the Unholy Ghost.
How the hell did we get
you
this
were
far
getting
off
off
track?
topic.
No, but what I was
We
going to
were
say is
talking
the
about
reason,
space cobras.
the reason I brought up the idea is, going back to your slow burn point, the big thing about, if you read the Scarlet Letter, which isn't supernatural by any means, but because she's an outsider, she's forced to live in the woods. And people are afraid to go near her because she's an adulteress.
Wait,
but
did we
also
just go back
because
to Blair
the
Witch? What are we
No.
talking about?
Scarlet Letter. That's Scarlet.
I thought we were talking about the Witch.
But look, the outside of all of this, what I'm saying is, it's that idea of the other, whatever that other is. And when
Space
we
cobras.
with the space cobras with can openers are part of the other. So the end point of all this, what I'm saying is,
Holy shit.
going back to that slow burn theory,
That space
the
cobras
reason
really love tuna.
or the slow burn is the reason those slow burn movies work is because they're about very human things. Does Get Out work because it
I
is
don't
a
know how
human story?
you pulled out all the humor in this, but he did. He found a way.
I'll get back to it. Don't worry. Chad, can you make some gas sounds? or
Chad,
something?
quick, pull out your penis on radio. Boop. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah, I
Now
mean,
we're
I
back.
get what you're saying. It's a human story, and yeah, they're
Because-
about humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Humans.
and because
I
they're
don't know
about
what he's talking
humans,
about. I
it's
just
kind
agreed
of
with him.
well, it's the same thing about a lot of Del Toro's films.
Well, actually Del Toro has the thing. If you watch the behind the scenes of Crimson Peak, he talks about plot is not number one to him. In fact, he couldn't particularly care less about plot.
But people automatically read into his stuff very human things.
Yeah.
It's about longing, or it's about being
Right.
taking care of a sick child. Whatever.
Well, we only have a few more minutes, so we got one more that we really want to talk about because we can't get through everything. And our first episode, you should tune back in, Event Horizon. Now, what's the problem with Event Horizon other than it hasn't aged well? It doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense, but it does have some cool scenes. It's probably what's his face's best movie, that or Resident Evil. I mean, neither one of them are
it's the best
good.
one. It's his best one.
It's not Lynn Weissman. It's
No, Lynn Wiseman directed all those underworld shit
the
films.
Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
The only thing
Oh,
giving
Kate
her a
Beck-
paycheck.
Kate Beckinsale is Chad's dream love.
No, technically, I'm going to say her name wrong. Carla Gugino.
Ooh, that's also
Yes.
a nice looking person.
Yes. Anyway,
Let's not be creepy.
Event Horizon.
Yes.
Or as we like to call it, Space Toe the movie.
No one calls it
Nobody
that.
has ever called that ever.
We should
Yeah.
call it
What
Space
is that
Toe the
guy's
movie.
name?
Paul W.S. Anderson.
Yeah, it's
Thank
Paul
you.
Anderson. Well, he changed. It used to be Paul Anderson, and then there was the other Paul Anderson.
The one with
who-
talent.
One with talent who made Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights.
And then he put the WS in it after I think it was probably Soldier.
Yeah.
Soldier bombed, right?
Yeah.
The Kurt
Oh,
Russell.
I love Soldier.
Do you really?
Yes, you love Soldier too.
No, I don't like Soldier.
With Kurt Russell?
Yeah, I don't care for it. I like Kurt Russell in it, but I
I
don't like
thought
the
we
movie.
talked about that. We liked it.
I think it actually may be Kurt Russell's one of Kurt Russell's best performances.
That's why it's good.
But it's a bad movie.
You're wrong.
No, I'm not wrong.
But Anderson got sick of people asking him about Magnolia.
Yeah, I would imagine that. Yeah, I think it's because Soldier bombed. But anyway, moving right along. So it's probably his best film, Event Horizon, which isn't saying much. I mean, we were talking about the guy that made the remake of Death Race, and it still wasn't as good as the original with no money.
It's actually, and it's not as good as the last one that was Death Race.
Is that one better?
I actually liked it.
That was produced by Corman, though,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what's the problem with Event Horizon, James? We
Okay,
haven't heard from
first.
you in a while. Oh my God, here we go.
Here we go again. Where's my
It's the
pillow?
respect that keeps me coming back.
Respect
Anyway,
and sausages.
I love them sausages. Anyway, I love Event Horizon. It's actually one
It
of
like
my.
makes tryptophan look like a stimulant.
That's right, bitch. Eat turkey breast.
Left field.
Eat that turkey breast.
Pink Eye Jennings coming through again.
Psychogenic. I'm not going to touch this baseball, said Pete
I'm
Rose.
gonna go run my all over your steering wheel. Get one to the point.
Event Horizon is one of my favorite movies of that time period. I really do enjoy it. I really like it. That being said, I think Joe actually had this critique the most of why did they get the message, and admittedly it's corrupted and all that
Right.
stuff. But then as they go to translate it, they get more and more as they get closer and all that. And it's a cheap way to build drama. It's a cheap way to do that. Like, oh, we got more of this message that's broadcast easily from wherever. And because originally they get it, it's save me. And then, oh, we got more of it. It's actually save yourself from more and more. And so that's just one of those ongoing things that also pops up in movies. As we tore apart some of the other things, if they got the first message the first time, they're scavengers and they got to take Weir with them.
I see. He was
see.
trying to make a joke.
It's
It
got
worked
D
so
on it.
well, yeah.
By the way, kids, if you're ever going somewhere and the person inviting you is named like Dr. Strang or anything, if you add one
Dr.
letter,
Strang. If you go to your physician and it's Dr. Acula,
yeah, if there's one or two letters you can add to the name and they become automatically demon sounding, don't go with them.
don't go with them.
They
I would
not.
be okay with Dr. Acula. I don't think I'd be okay with Dr. Putting in my pudding.
Or Dr. Rape Me. Anyway, go ahead.
So that idea of the message getting more and more translated as you get closer, or it turns out I suck at Latin and it actually says we're all going to die.
Well, that's the thing that kills me is what you mean. You have once again, I have the smartest people, blah blah blah, obviously able to do space travel, and we send them out to Saturn. I think it's outside of Saturn.
They send them to the ear.
They send them to the ear. They put it in the ear, and it was like that's not where that goes. And then they send them to Saturn. And then they get to Saturn, and then they get to Saturn. And then they get to Saturn. It's like, oh, it meant stay away. What have we done? Oh, I've picked a whole... What is that expression you say?
I picked a whole bouquet of whoopsie daisies.
I have picked a whole bouquet of whoopsie daisies. I have went to Saturn, and here's these demons from hell, and poor Larry Fishburne is going to go down with the ship back to hell. Right?
Right.
Absolutely. It kind of doesn't make any sense.
No, but it's really fun to watch. And my argument why I do enjoy that film is...
Do you have to use the word really in front of fun on that one?
I argued it's fun. I will defend that movie.
He didn't put really in front of it.
I noticed he backed away from really. He was like,
listen,
it was just fun.
As you defend Ernest Goes to Jail, it's the best Ernest film. I'm going to defend
I've never
this.
said that. I've never
Ernest
said
Goes to Camp.
It is Ernest Saves Christmas.
No,
oh my God.
Ernest Goes to Camp.
Holy shit! It
I
is
will
Ernest
shit
Saves
to most of you.
Most to you. It is Ernest Saves Christmas.
Ernest Goes to Camp.
Ernest Saves Christmas.
Ernest Goes to
Duck
Camp.
season.
Rabbit season.
Duck season.
So as you can tell, we're not going to solve this today.
Ghostbusters.
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 Ernest Goes to
I
Camp.
do think...
It's Ernest Saves Christmas. John Cherry, the guy that directed the bulk of those crappy, terrible films, said it was Ernest Saves Christmas.
But he
He
directs
was wrong.
crappy, terrible films. No, well, this will be a
Let's all
future
call
episode.
up Wallace Hawkins right now.
We'll-
Wallace, we'll give a shout out to Wally Hawkins.
We'll do this as a future episode. But that being said,
That would be a
He'll
pretty
say
good
Ernest Rides again.
I think the issue, and like we said, it's common in a lot of movies. Oh, we got more of it, or we found another letter, or
Well, all movies. I mean, let's talk about Spielberg. Jurassic Park, fantastic film, really quick. Jurassic Park, fantastic film. It's a Deus Ex Machina. They're about to get eaten by the Velociraptors, and all of a sudden the T-Rex comes out. And
Did you purposefully pick two Sam Neill movies?
no, I think Sam Neill purposely picked them. Sam Neill's somewhere in New Zealand going through scripts going, I'm looking for a Deus Ex Machina at the end of any of these scripts. Event Horizon, Jurassic Park, give them to me. I'm just saying. But even big films do it. Right? Yeah. We don't know how to end it. I mean, it's in great literature, right? There's a reason why there's an actual God out of the machine. Why there's, once again, Latin, scary as hell.
And speaking of not knowing how to end something, I think we need to wrap up.
We do know I need to have wrap up. So, once again, I am Joe Lewis. To the left of me is...
Pink Eye.
Pink Eye Jennings. To the right of me is...
James Thomas.
If you want to see us, two of us moderate, was James and I at Scarefest. Please come down to Scarefest. Scarefest is going to happen at the end of September in Lexington. Always a good time. Tune in to Scarefest Radio, hosted by Wes Forsyth. They're always good friends of ours. We're not always going to do horror films. Like I said, we're going to do pop culture just for our first episode. We wanted to do horror films, and actually probably our second episode because we didn't even get through half the list of what we wanted to talk about. I also moderate at Comic-Con.
You can also follow us on Twitter. It's Bonehead Humor Co., as in company, C-O. You can find us there. Please do follow us. And we actually, if you want to give us some feedback, or if you don't know what to say, we actually want to have a chance for some audience participation.
Absolutely. We have, what we're going to do is end every episode with audience participation. You can find us all on Facebook, at Joe Lewis on Facebook, Chad Jennings. You can also follow me on Twitter, at Joe Lewis at Evil Joe. James is on Twitter at...
James Thomas _UK.
Absolutely. So basically our audience participation this week and every week will be this. We're going to give you out a conspiracy theory. We're not going to finish it, and you're going to explain it. Now, you're going to explain it in probably a sentence, no more than a paragraph, and it's going to be bizarre, and it's going to be weird, and we're just going to take the one that we think is the funniest or the best and read it on next week's or in 2 weeks' episode, okay? So here it is. Here is this week's audience participation theory contest. Seagulls are in the pocket of Big Pharma since blank. Once again, seagulls are in the pocket of Big Pharma since blank. Go ahead and finish out what that means. Make whatever in the hell you want to. Make it entertaining. Try to make it as funny as possible. And the best one that gets it will read out in probably not the second, but the third episode, right?
Yes, because we're going to try to be further ahead than the audience, but we may not be.
Right, and every 2 weeks. Okay, so we're going to do one of these every 2 weeks. That's me, Joe Lewis, saying goodbye with...
Chad Jennings.
And
James Thomas.
thank you for tuning in to Bonehead Radio on the internet. Toodles.
Bonehead Radio.
On the internet.